My name is Alireza, and I'm a PhD student in FHNW Switzerland and external PhD students in Utrecht University. My supervisor, Professor Samuel Breaker, is the co-author of this paper, and the paper is about SMEs confidentiality concerns for security information sharing. As an overview, in the next slides, I will go through the introduction about this problem investigation and the aim of then the background of the paper, security information sharing, self-determination theory, non-sharing model based on self-determination theory, which we have used to analyze our data, design instrument for data collection, and our method interview, and analysis of the interview results, and finally, some conclusions and future work. Small and medium-sized enterprises have fewer than 250 employees, and their annual turnovers is less than 50 million euros. And they shape the backbone of EU economy. 99% of the EU businesses, and they have a huge diversity. However, cybersecurity is not always a priority for them, and they have lack of awareness, lack of budget, lack of written policy. Report indicated that there is a sharp increase in cybersecurity reported cybersecurity attacks for small and medium-sized enterprises in EU, UK, and US. And previous literature indicated that providing appropriate training and awareness tools, specifically for small enterprises, is necessary to support them to improve their capability and awareness, to support fostering a security culture in these companies. So we have implemented a training and awareness method and tool for SMEs. And our method works based on self-assessment questionnaires. It means that the users in the SME should answer self-assessment questionnaires to receive recommendations and awareness content. However, security information sharing is a challenge for companies. We observe that users are reluctant to answer self-assessment questionnaires. And this is part of a big problem, big challenge, that companies are reluctant to share their security information. The main concerns are fear of negative reputation, risk of misuse of information, or lack of motivation and trust, believing that believing that the chance of successful prosecution is not high, and they believe that their reports their incidents are not very severe enough to be reported. Also, there is a strong emotional relatedness between users and organizational data. So the aim of this paper was to evaluate the impact of online consent communication with the CISO, Chief Information Security Officers, to evaluate how online consent communication can motivate them to share their security information. We use a theoretical model for explaining knowledge sharing behaviors activities in virtual communities, and this model is based on self-determination theory. First of all, it is good to know that European Union Agency for Cybersecurity explained that security information sharing means the exchange of network and any security-related information about threats, vulnerabilities, and good practices. And also, we have a good paper by Levis and Rihanna, which indicated 26 metrics for security information sharing, a taxonomy for security information sharing for SMEs. And based on their taxonomy, our users shared the information about vulnerability, level of awareness, and capability with our tool. And cybersecurity experts provide them training and awareness information. Security information sharing is highly recommended. And because the essence of the nature of security incidents and attacks is borderless. So sharing security information can provide security experts holistic overview of common vulnerabilities, for instance, for vulnerabilities for SMEs. Gear indicated that compare actually the individual companies with people in a healthcare system, and indicated that companies might have some rudimentary understanding of their own information security health. So in Gear indicated that and emphasized the importance of information sharing to have a good understanding and overview of security threats and vulnerabilities. And in security awareness program, information sharing can support users' self-efficacy. However, an obligation to share cybersecurity information is not simple. Probably here, we need to focus on motivation. And self-determination theory of motivation is the theory that we used in our analysis, part of our model. This theory indicates that humans' motivational dynamics provide a theoretical framework for humans' motivational dynamics and indicate that there are different levels and orientation of motivation. This theory assumes that satisfaction of human basic psychological needs for autonomy, competence, and relatedness can lead users or individuals to self-motivation and positive outcomes. Autonomy reflects a desire to engage in activity with choice of freedom. Competence reflects a desire to interact effectively with an environment, for instance, our tool. And relatedness is a sense of belongingness or connectedness, for instance, a community of cybersecurity experts. We used Yoon and Rolland model. This model is based on self-determination theory, and they use two antecedents, familiarity and autonomy. We used this model because in our study, in our tool, we use self-assessment questionnaires. And the user share information to the community of experts and SMEs. Familiarity refers to individual understanding of an environment, and anonymity refers to the inability to others to identify a person or for others to identify oneself. Yoon and Rolland's study indicated that familiarity has positive impact on knowledge sharing behavior. However, anonymity has negative impact on knowledge sharing behavior because people are afraid of the other's opinion and others' attack to their opinion. Based on HAISA recommendations, we developed an online consent for our interview. And HAISA requirements indicated that providing agreement and consent with the user, giving control of information sharing to users, and anonymization, preserving data anonymity can mitigate confidentiality concerns and impact on trust perception, motivate users to share their information with the community. We had three options in our consent. The first one was for those users who just want to see our tool and test our tool, use embedded training content, but they really didn't want to share their information. The second option focused on those SMEs who wants to receive feedback and recommendations and confirm that the answers are correct. And the last option are for those SMEs and CISOs of SMEs that would like to participate in the future research, support the community, and want to receive recommendations and feedback based on the community of SMEs, understanding of the vulnerabilities in the community of SMEs. We used 7 semi-structured interviews with 7 CISOs from 7 SMEs from 5 EU countries. We selected interview method because we think that it provides us with important insight about the usability of our tool and users' opinion about security information sharing. We conducted 3 pilot studies and then made some changes in our design. And the interviews and the SMEs, participating SMEs implemented some security controls. They had some knowledge in cybersecurity, but none of them was expert. And we did qualitative analysis. Our research question was, do the choice of anonymity and the elaboration of how shared information will be used motivate CISOs of SMEs to share security information? Yes, this is the demography of participating SMEs. We had 7 SMEs. They implemented some controls and usually the same structure. And the analysis of the interview results indicated that consent form had an impact on security, positive impact on security information sharing, and can motivate users. Actually, some interviews indicated that not only the consent is useful, but also legally necessary. They feel the consent impact on their trust perception. They felt safer. Regarding the role of autonomy through choices, we understood that choices impact and influence information sharing intention, impact users to define the suitable level of relatedness to the community. All interviews understand and recognize the importance of security information sharing. However, some of them, at the end, some of them decided to share their information for research. And no new options was suggested from the interviews. Regarding the role of familiarity, we understood that it has a positive impact on security information sharing. The interview wanted to have more descriptions. They indicated that the descriptions improve their awareness. They wanted to know how long we will keep their data. And however, some of them understood that the descriptions and content in the consent was confusing. Regarding the role of anonymity, we understood that all interviews believed that anonymity would reduce the risk. So anonymization encouraged them to share security information. And the interview would not share security information that would expose detail about their organizations. In conclusion, I have to say that giving control of communication and information sharing exert control to the CISOs impact on users' motivation. Having an agreement and preserving data anonymity is necessary, and elaboration and providing more information reduce the complexity. Self-determination theory and two antecedents can explain information sharing intention, motivation, and behavior. And in contrast to Yoon and Rolland study, we understood that anonymity has positive impact on information sharing, security information sharing. However, our sample size was small. Finally, we are going to do, in future, we are going to do a statistical analysis, include employees and non-expert users' opinion for analysis, and include different type of SMEs. And we are going, the study will continue in Geiger project, started in June 2020, with respect to micro enterprises, and we will continue this study. Thank you very much.